All right, everyone. So, welcome to the Sisterhood as Womb Medicine Hangout with myself and Taliba. I am Tama from the Womb Sauna, and you can see her right now as well. Divine Womb Life. Divine Womb for Life. I said with, I let two. Divine Womb for Life. For those of you who do not know it, our companies actually teamed up. We're doing a series Google Hangout for our uptrend retreat here up in Marlboro, Maryland, which is going to be fabulous. And so, in preparation to get you ready, to really get you clear about what it is you're going to be transforming in your life, we are doing a series of Google Hangouts to lay the foundation for that event. Because what I can tell you is from the moment you hit the door, you are going to have the opportunity to shift. Things are going to change. So this is actually our second Google Hangout. The first one, we talked about healing your womb from sexual traumas, which was powerful. If you missed it, go to YouTube, type in healing from sexual traumas, the womb sauna, you'll find it. You can also go to the Google Hangout page or Google Plus page that we have, and you'll be able to see the link there. It's also been distributed on Facebook, so you can connect with it if you missed that. And so we'll make sure we get an opportunity to try to get all this information to you. For those who have already said you wish you could be here for the live event, we'll make sure you can connect and get the information. All right, so the dates for the retreat, write this down, put it on your Google Calendar, whatever you have to do. It's May 1st through May 3rd. May 1st through May 3rd. That's when the Transform Your Womb 3-day retreat is. The facility is amazing. I'm talking about luxury. I'm talking about comfort. I'm talking about plush. I'm talking about a retreat. Getting away from the day-to-day hustle and bustle of things and being able to just relax and woo-sa. Say it with me. Woo-sa. And so as women, we need that. We can work so hard sometimes being mothers, entrepreneurs. We need times to just come together, have a sacred space, ritual together, heal, relax. We have a chef coming in who's going to be catering amazing live foods. She's known here in the Washington, D.C. area as someone who can trick you with her food. She make you think you're eating meat. It's so good. And so she's going to be bringing her gift and sharing it with us as well. All right. So again, May 1st to May 3rd. The way you register is you go to this link, open up another window or write it down. The link is a bit.ly link, bit.ly/heal your womb. And Taliba put that in the chat box for us. It's bit.ly/heal your womb. And I always like that, by any means necessary, because I get so excited talking about this. All right, so you go there and the itineraries there and all the details that you need. So on the first hangout, we said there were only a few spots left. As soon as we completed that hangout, literally within 5 minutes, people started snagging their spots. So I can only tell you, if you snooze, you lose. So make sure that you secure your spot, because women are excited about it and it's going to be amazing. We'll have the womb sauna vaginal steaming, and we had the audacity to also pull in Talib's gift, which is the womb pulsing. And we're going to have all of that under one roof. It's going to be ridiculous. So you don't have a choice but to shift. And so make sure you connect that. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. All right. So with that, let me do some housekeeping. We changed the format slightly. When you do the Hangouts on air, it limits your ability to interact with us. So this time tonight, we're just doing a regular Hangout. And so now I can see all of your beautiful faces and pictures. Ladies, you are fabulous. Y'all are beautiful. And so it's gorgeous to see you. You also have the chat box that you can use as a resource to dialogue. So if something hits your spirit and you want to say ashe or amen, or, put a little emoticon in there, you can do that. And when it's time for us to open up for discussion, we would love to hear from you. And you can always unmute yourself by hitting that little arrow in the right-hand corner over your picture and click unmute. All right. So I'm going to formally introduce myself. Well, actually, I introduced myself formally last time. Taliba, why don't you formally introduce yourself first this time, and then I'll introduce myself and we'll get started.
All right. Well, I want to do, might be new, but it's what we do all the time is do a little quick, like just to call in us just to guide us as we, take this journey, because it's a wonderful journey and wonderful retreat that we are definitely going to be healing and transforming. So it's just going to be simple. I'm just gonna light this candle.
Mm-hmm.
God's mother and verse. So we call for energies from north, south, east, west.
Mm-hmm.
Earth, Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, and Grandson. We call forth all our ancestors, deities, and you just say your ancestors' names out loud as we go. So I call forth our mother, Lua Caesar, and I call forth
Charlene Tober.
So we will keep moving on this. So now that we are ancestors with us, I'm going to move this candle to the side. So just let it stay visible, stay there, so we can see that light is still lit for us. But as we open up, my name is Taliba ND, and I am with Divine Wombs for Life. I have been working with womb healing, helping women for over 25 years, and this is my passion, my love. I also have a herbal company called Earth Herbs, which I specialize in the female reproductive area, but I have herbs for every organ in the body. So I really like to teach people how to use food as medicine and the herbs as well. But lately these days, I kind of shift back and forth from the herbal scene, because I'm always, in the lab making concoctions and stuff. So, but with Divine Wombs for Life, I get a chance to step away out of the lab and kind of focus on energy, and that energy is centered in the womb. So I'm sharing, this wealth of energy of helping women detach all that's attached to the womb. So that's where my passion and my love is right now, and I'm just so grateful to join up with Sister Tamar to bring this to you guys, to offer all this wonderful knowledge and tools that we have to share with you guys. That's it. Back up to you, Tamar.
Yes, you are a phenomenal sister. I love you too. And anytime we can combine things and do it together, I always get excited about that. For those who don't know who I am, again, my name is Tamar Sarah, also known as Melinda Yule by many, though me from back in the day. And I am a reverend, I am a high priestess, I'm a Reiki practitioner, I'm a doula, I'm an herbalist, and I am passionate about supporting women. I literally get to watch women in very intimate, transformative moments of their lives where they're at crossroads and they may never be the same because they're ready for a shift. That's what I get to do for a living. And the catalyst for that, who knew, would be vaginal steaming. Women sitting on my pot and telling me their whole life, and releasing and purging and receiving the herbs and holding crystals over their womb and affirming themselves. And so what made me decide to get in this work was healing my own womb. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome a few years ago. And after trying allopathic remedies and traditional medicine, I kept hitting a brick wall, and I turned to alternative remedies, earth-based healing tools. And it was in reading Queen Afua's book, Sacred Woman, that I heard about vaginal steaming. And I jokingly said to the sisters I was going to gateways with, when I get to the South, y'all are going to steam my womb. I had no idea what it was. And their response was, I don't know what you asking us to do with your womb, but we ain't doing nothing with your womb. And it was a joke amongst us at the time, but when I got down there, they surprised me and they took me to a Korean spa. And that was my first vaginal steaming experience. And it literally changed my life. And so when I came back home, I decided that I needed to find this, and I couldn't. And so I went into prayer. And I went into what I call my lab, which is putting my hands in the dirt and with the earth and with the plants. And I began to create the womb sauna's method of vaginal steaming. And I created the herbal blends and things. And so anytime I get an opportunity to connect with you sisters, I love it. And I do a lot of informational stuff. And so we're going to start this conversation tonight about sisterhood, because so many of you are here because something about what you saw in the message and the promoting of it resonated with you. So I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't really believe in those. I think everything is in divine alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and start the conversation. Talib is going to chime back in. So here's a disclaimer. I have to give a disclaimer so y'all don't get upset with me. This may not be your typical conversation about sisterhood. Don't look at me like that. I see some of y'all faces. This may not be your typical conversation about sisterhood. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes so I don't get off track. I'm a truth bringer. So what that often means is that I have to directly address thought patterns that as well. And what I've been to do, and Talib and I talk about this when we were talking about what to do the hangouts about, a lot of women have illusions about sisterhood. And there's a lot of sisterhood propaganda that gets pushed out in front of us. And the truth of the matter is some of us really weren't given the tools to know how to relate to other women in healthy ways. And so now we have to learn how to get these tools. And so I want to start the conversation there. What is working and what is not? Sisterhood is simply an experience that you'll have with another woman that allows you to see yourself. Another woman becomes like a mirror for you. It's soul recognition. That is what sisterhood is. It's not a weekly 3-hour commitment to an event called a sister circle. It's not joining a book club for women. Sisterhood is not making a commitment to be on conference calls every morning in the wee hours of the morning. Those are the fruits that can be created when authentic sisterhood is occurring. All right. But it takes a whole lot more than just bringing a group of women together to have conversations and interact to create sisterhood. That's the propaganda side of it. We have to understand that broken people will break people. You know, you've heard the phrase, hurt people, right? Soul people bring wholeness when you are in the presence. So groupthink, who's familiar with groupthink? Put it in the chat box. Groupthink is not going to prepare you for authentic sisterhood. It's not going to work. Only the journey within and what you show up with is going to cultivate that sisterhood experience that you're seeking. It is created with powerful mojo and intention. It is not something that can just blink and it's right there. It takes a commitment and diligence to experience that deep, authentic connection with other women. So just showing up in a room full of other women or on a conference line or even on this hangout does not necessarily mean you're experiencing sisterhood. It's a little bit deeper than that. And sisterhood is about your self-love. So your soul won't be able to recognize the soul of another if you're still lost with yourself. You know, you can't love somebody else. You can't love another woman if you're not able to love yourself, because she's going to be your mirror. You can't unmask in front of other women if you're still hiding from your own self, if you're still veiled. Nor can you be available to even spend quality time with other women if you've created a lifestyle for yourself where you're so busy you barely get time to be good to yourself. So you can't pour out of an empty cup. And so then when we get all these women coming together trying to create something beautiful, sometimes we don't always get the beauty piece of it, because broken people will break other people. Hurt people will hurt other people. Right? So the foundation that we have to start building sisterhood and having these experiences around has to be built in us taking a look at what are we showing up with? What are we adding to this experience? What's in me? Because as quiet as it's kept, it is not any other woman's responsibility to fill your cup. That's your work. It's not another sister's responsibility to fill your cup. I was personally guilty of telling myself. Let me tell you my story. For years, I was that friend that wanted other women to nurse my mommy wounds, to nurse my dad wounds, to nurse ex-husband wounds. You know, I really was at a point in my life where being my friend was a counseling job. I wasn't even paying them. You know, but it was the B-type friend. You be ready to have a couch for her. I was making my friends have to prove something to me to prove that they were my friend, because I was broken. And again, like I said, broken people break other people. So I had all these expectations coming into the experience because I didn't do personal work. So I wanted my reflections, sisters, to pick up my slack. And thank God I was surrounded by some powerful women that returned me to myself and said, listen, I love you, but I'm not responsible for what ex-husband did or what mama did or what daddy did. And you're bringing these expectations to this experience of trying to relate to me that have nothing to do with me. And they loved me enough to return me to myself so I could get me together. I couldn't run from the work, And so we have to understand that the work of creating sisterhood is wild. Y'all know I love being wild. It's wild, messy, it's beautiful, and it's crazy all at the same time. It's a dance. But when you get groups, women together, even if they're coming together with beautiful intention, whoever in the that is the one who's really ready, and y'all can probably maybe even the one in the group who's really ready to do the evolutionary work, and you find yourself getting exhausted trying to lift everybody up. And somehow in our consciousness, we think that it's honorable to become the martyr. I call that the martyrdom syndrome. We think it's honorable to take on everybody else's weight. And that's an unhealthy dynamic too. No, you're not supposed to just cast yourself to the side for sister. No, you are supposed to be able to create experiences with other women, edifying and uplifting and empowering. Not because you're getting something necessarily for her that you don't have within yourself, but both of you are whole enough to come to the experience and give something powerful to each other. And that's what's important. So you got to do what you do for others, not because you're expecting something or you're expecting the same action to return. Do what you do for other people because that's who you are. If you give hugs because you really enjoy giving hugs. Whatever. And that's just a simple example. Do what you do for others because of who you are. And that's why sisterhood starts on the foundation of self-love. You cannot get what you don't have. And so you have to go within before you go without, or else you can end up becoming a burden, a weight in other people's lives. And that's the real talk. They may love you so much they don't want to tell you that, but when they hit ignore and send you the voicemail, their way of saying, boy, I don't have it in me to give to you today. And vice versa, if you're on the other end of that, you find yourself surrounded by people who are always leaning on you, it can get heavy because it's something going that is empowering. Because somebody in the equation doesn't want to do their work personally, at a personal level. All right. So again, it's not another woman's responsibility to build up, to validate you, make you feel about yourself. However, the beautiful thing is authenticity occurs. And this is something I think every single woman on the planet needs to experience and have in her life. When whole women, complete women who are doing personal work, who are pouring into themselves and evolving and growing. When women come together in that vibration, we literally can shake the planet. That's when you begin to see the fruit of people being able to seed into each other. They actually got seeds to give and sow into one another because they're not so broken that they're coming so depleted. So now women can come together and they can do strategic business partnerships and they can support each other and be there for each other because everybody's cup is overflowing when they show up. Everybody's coming in a place of wholeness instead of just brokenness. And every now and then you'll get a broken sister in the midst of that, but the energy will be so potent from the sisters who are whole that she won't have no choice but to stand up in her full stature. That's how that happens. It happens when you have individuals who make the group doing their personal evolutionary work. And it may take different shapes for each of us. It may look differently for each of us. But that's the foundation in which it builds upon. We got to come together and do that. So, I wouldn't bring this up without giving some tips on how I'm talking about principles. I'm not big on telling you 1 plus this, that equals this. I give you no principles that'll help work through that. So, number 1, how many of you can relate to getting disappointed by another woman, by a sister, by a friend, because you had an unspoken expectation? Who can relate to that? I'll see you in the chat box. Just be like, that's me, you on my street. Who can relate to being in a friend?
Can I interject right quick, Tamar?
Yes. I can hear you.
Those who just joined us, not on the chat the chat, you have to put your cursor to the left side so the column will show, and then you'll see the chat box. And you have to click on the chat box.
And that's how you'll see it pop.
And then I sent you a chat, and I see you didn't respond, so I know you. Okay. Chat box. No, you gotta hit that box.
Oh, she hit her mic.
There you go. It's a blue box.
All the way at the top.
It's blue. Yeah. New to this.
It's okay.
It's okay. Just hit the There you go. This blue box.
All the way at the top left.
No, it says chat on the side of it. Okay, I don't see that.
When you put your cursor over it, it says chat.
Okay.
See it? Got it. Y'all are good to go. So, I see some of you in the chat. Yes, you can relate. You start this new friendship, amazing sister, all excited, right? And something happens in that relationship. You had an expectation that wasn't met, and you feel feelings of disappointment. And we all handle that in different ways. Some of us, we vocalize it, right? But who can relate to that? Sometimes those experiences come because we need to learn to release certain expectations. Because when you're really getting your needs met within yourself and from your higher power, then your cup is overflowing. So what is missing? Right? So sometimes we have unhealthy expectations of other people because we're showing up in experiences, having our needs not met, wanting somebody else to feel something, and they don't have a clue because it really doesn't have anything to do with them. They have no idea that you expect for them to call you every week. They don't know that's what you need. They probably don't even understand why you need it. And some of us don't even understand why we want some of the things that we want, right? Openness, just showing up open to whatever may evolve from the experience needs to become sufficient. That needs to be enough. And that takes doing the inward work of being whole. That's how you get over having unhealthy expectations. And let's be honest, some of us don't want to do the work. Sometimes there are things that you feel or feelings you have, and you don't even address it with people, with the person who's offended you. Iron sharpens iron, right? So if you're a hothead like I am, I have a lot of fire in me. And so there are times where I need to make a space to sit with myself and assess, why do I feel the way I feel about what I've experienced with my sister? If I realize that my expectation is unhealthy, then that's when I have to go and do some work within myself. But if I realize that there's something that she brought to me that I need to see and feel, and maybe that'll help her grow in some way, I gotta be woman enough to speak about it. I gotta be woman enough to have the conversation and not go to another sister or another brother or somebody else outside of her who can't resolve it. That robs other women from the opportunity to get the reflection back to them. When we go to somebody outside of the person that we have an issue with, we're literally robbing that person of an opportunity to see something that they may have came into our lives to see about themselves. So we have to just have those candid conversations with love. But you can't have a candid conversation about some stuff you're supposed to be giving yourself. So that's a disclaimer for that. So the other principle that I have to give you, some people don't like this, is that sisterhood is not about give or take. Sisterhood is not about give or take when you are truly connected to divine source. When you are truly walking in alignment with the Most High, your cup overflows. So you can always tell when you're getting into that give or take vibration, when you're keeping tabs on how much stuff you done for her versus how much stuff she's done for you. That's a lack consciousness. Ain't nobody got time for that in 2015. Say it with me. Ain't nobody got time for that in 2015. Okay, walk in abundance, honey. Be connected to your higher power, your source, so that when you show up in other people's lives, you're good. If she gives, she gives. If she doesn't, remember what I said earlier, give what you give and do what you do for other people, not because you're looking for some reward or something from them. Do what you do because that's who you are, because you are blessed, because you are in a position to do it. You decide to do it. Not because, well, I think if I do this, then she'll think I'm a really great friend and she'll probably give that back to me. Who's gonna be honest enough in the chat box to say you've done that you've given to other people because you wanted to prove the value of having a friendship with you? Who can own that? I'll put my hand up. Who can own that you've been there? Trying to prove yourself through gift giving and doing for others. That's an insecurity. That's a deep insecurity that has to be healed. And that is not her fault that you showing up with that insecurity. And she will reflect it back to you by not giving you what you want. That's how the lesson comes. And you say, well, wait a minute, I done gave all of this and I ain't even get it back. And that's how you realize that, wow, that was my lesson. Why was I even doing that? But if she had given that to you, you might have missed it. So sometimes we have these experiences with each other because, again, iron sharpens iron. We're learning from each other, right? Other key principles. Some people don't like this. And see, I like to pretend I was from the hood. It was suburban hood. It wasn't really hood. But, you know, in the hood, a big thing, you know, my husband teases me. I be trying to sound ratchet, I guess is the word there. He laughs. He's like, boo, you are suburban. You need to stop. But one of the things that I believe, I really do, is that loyalty is not required with sisterhood. Now, I gave y'all a disclaimer earlier that you might not really resonate right away with everything that I say, but loyalty is not required with sisterhood. And I'm going to tell you why. Every relationship may not be an eternal one. Relationships have cycles. And so if you get offended because a cycle completes itself and you view that as disloyalty, then you become out of alignment because you have an unhealthy expectation that this experience with this person was supposed to be for 50 years. It only came for 3 months. And that was enough for you both to get what you need. You know, so loyalty required. All hood is for your soul rise, the soul of another, and you're able to see yourself the win. But that doesn't mean it needs to be forever. And we develop these habits because of something that we feel is within ourselves. And again, that has nothing to do with the other person. That's our healing work to give ourselves what we need. And then we have to understand the nature of relationships. Every woman that shows up in your life, and I know Talib probably relate to this, is not necessarily meant to be a friend. Some people show up to just drop nuggets or seeds and they keep moving, right? Some of my clients, I love all clients, the nature that I work because it's so, I've had clients who desire friendship. That wasn't really the nature. That's not really what we ever have somewhere looking more and this is not necessarily about all of that.
Definitely. Now that's when, you know, after we're gonna know that you gotta do some work.
Exactly.
I'm saying that we need people to learn more about who we are. That's all relationships is all about.
Yes.
You know, all relationships is about you learning the things that you can't see about yourself because the person you are not aware of and you can't see on a daily basis. So relationships really to improve yourself so that you know how to behave around relationships is all about.
Yes, absolutely. So we have to take time to understand the nature of relationships. Everybody's not showing up in your life to necessarily be in your inner circle, and that's okay. Some of us have been so depleted and have been yearning for so long for certain types of experiences that we want it, like we crave it. And sometimes the lesson is that you need to learn how to give that to yourself. Like Talib was saying, you gotta learn how to give that to yourself. So you understand the nature of the other key principle. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. When somebody shows you that they think differently than you, they flow different than you, that's not somebody you need to hold on to. That might just be somebody you needed to experience so you could learn something about yourself, learn something about what it's like to experience people who think differently and vibe differently than you. Now you gotta trust. If you got it in your project, that's not, no, you need to just let go and move on down. No, you don't need to think you have to be there and do all of this work. People, no, that's what it is about. It's about being able to see yourself and focus on that and cultivate that and nurture. All right. And then when you think that you're in pain, feelings have gotten hurt, know that pain exists in the presence of ego. Pain comes from vibration of, I'm too good for this. I should deal with this. So it needs literally that vibration for there to be a feeling of I'm wounded. That's the ego. saying, I shouldn't do that. Why would she dare say that to me? Why would that of me? As if being a human being put you above certain experiences. No, it's life. It's a part of living, and you can use it for your learn from it. Sometimes there's validity in some of the things that we see even from other people about us different from our thoughts about ourselves. Pain can only really truly thrive and exist in the presence of ego. And all healthy relationships are from unconditional acceptance. All right, so let your relationships with other women evolve from attraction instead of choosing. Oh, I want to be connected to that sister because she a mover and a shaker. You know, no, let it be fluid. Let it move like water. Let it be magnetic. Let it that like attracts like. That's how you avoid some of those unhealthy dynamics with folks. We get that because we're on things, or we have, again, unhealthy expectations. All right. And lastly, y'all know I'm a love advocate. Love is the cure for everything. And so when we have rifts, we have growing pains, when we have the releasing of certain experiences and closure in certain relationships with women, we have to put love in it. Even if it was messy, even if there was a lot of tears and curse words exchanged, however, it makes it shift, put love in there. Because at the end of the day, you are your sister and she is you. You and her, just by being female, have a divine thread from the Divine Mother that's connecting all of us as women. That femininity is powerful. So even if you don't like her, love her. Love her. Send her love and light. Even if y'all stop talking and you probably don't feel like talking to her again, okay? You can feel how you feel and your feelings are valid, but still love her and bring love into that. Okay? And that's powerful. So yes, wounds are more recognizable with a witness. So this is why getting into these exchanges and experiences with other women can be so powerful for your evolution. The deep work is an inward work. It is not that you can fully achieve just in the presence of others. There is a piece of it where you do need to be with yourself and apart from others. So the gift that we as women can give each other is this: before I ask for your time, your presence, your resources, your understanding, have I checked in with myself? Are my requests coming from an empty cup? Am I leaning on others to meet my own needs if there is no God in life? Like it's just all on me and the people around me? Or am I coming into this experience with a sense of groundedness and wholeness so that I can come in at a high vibration and attract other sisters into my space at a high vibration? All right. The matriarchal concept is founded upon women knowing their power and being way showers. There was a time on this planet where women we were not as broken as we are today, where women really knew how powerful they were. And so in the ancient world, when they would come together, people were in awe and reverence of those gatherings because they knew that when the women came together, stuff was getting ready to move, right? We've somehow lost some of that because women are not doing their personal evolutionary work. So sometimes when we come together, we just making a pile of broken pieces. But as we continue to do that personal healing work, when we come together, you want to see an impact in things like Ferguson and things like war and women's rights, all the stuff going on in the world. Sisters, do your work. Go within and heal those broken pieces, and then get with other sisters who are doing the same and watch the magic happen. So with that being said, I want to do an exercise where we take a deep breath, take your hands, place them over your chest, because the reality is some of us have had experiences with sister love and friends were painful, and so I do that, but I also want to call in love and light for that, and I'm going to turn it over to Taliba when we're done. Take a deep breath. Gratitude is the vehicle to expedited manifestation. If you want to really call something forward and see it show up very quickly, call in gratitude. And so to help you have a framework for how to start releasing some and to start calling for the amazing experiences with other women in sisterhood in your life, I want you to repeat after me. Say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
To every woman that taught me what I needed to know about me so I can have healthy, balanced relationships with women, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I harbor no resentment, no fear, no condemnation, because I know the power of gratitude. You ushered into my life my lesson and reflected to me what I needed to know about myself. And for that, I thank you. And so from this moment forward, take a deep breath. Take that in. I can be grateful for every experience, and I can decide that it served me well by just saying, thank you. All right, so from this moment forward, I'm going to create a little vortex. I'm going to create a door in the ether. You can walk through it if you want to. From this moment forward, you have a new story to tell about sisterhood, and you have new experiences to start creating with women. You don't have to stay in that pain story. You don't have to stay in that paradigm of, oh, I just don't get along with women or all that other old stuff. That's gone. There's amazing women just like you who are ready to act. And you start walking in that truth. That's this history. All right. So I love y'all. So you can take it from here and passing the mic.
All right. So with that being said, that's powerful because you definitely have to honor that piece of sisterhood. Like sisterhood, where I'm from, that's Louisiana.
Come on.
It's like, hey, everybody took care of everybody. And everybody saved everybody. All had fight about it. But if somebody decided to come in, everybody got together. So it's about having that sisterhood love and bond to know that we have power when we come in groups. And that's what I love about the work that I do. In 1993, I started a sister circle in Leimert Park, Candid. And these sisters, we still have sister prayer today. You know, we're all over the world. We still have prayer. And I cannot tell you, we get together and the things that we put on the table and pray for, and we ask the universe to bring forth, all of it has come into fruition. So I know the power of sisterhood, and it doesn't matter where I am, I'm always going to have a group of sisters around me that are serious about using their power, using the power that is within us to know that we can come together and create the vortex, the field around us that can move mountains. It can move mountains. And my biggest piece is ceremony and ritual. Like, I am ritual queen. When we all get together, it's all about, okay, what can we conjure up that's going to help us stay on our path, give us mind clarity, and accomplish the things that we need to accomplish so that we be successful. And that's what all my sister circles was all about. It wasn't about a sister circle for us to get together and start crying and, you know, having a pity party. It was about intentions and doing the work. You know, it's about hands-on, like what we're going to do in this sister circle, you know, the networking, like what type of business you got. I'm going to support your business. You know, we all came together and supported each other. And that's what sisterhood is all about. And we need to bring that back because, you know, the way that the world is, it's like we're global, but we can still have our network of sisterhood. Doesn't matter where you are, you can have that group of women around you that support you and lift you in spirit. Because when someone prays for you, when you pray for yourself, that is more powerful. But when you all together and pray together, now you move my way. So, you know, I love the whole aspect of ritual, because rituals is really part of our day. We do rituals every day. We teach every morning. But I want women to bring back the whole essence of why we do rituals. Ritual is using how we can stay connected to our mother and use the energy that it creates the life. Rituals is what's in that frame to knowing that we have all tools around us. They have to use these to help us on our journey. I mean, that's why all these tools are here. We can't not use it. And it's about doing a ritual the same way that our ancestors did it. It's just having that intentions and putting your heart into it, lighting the candles, using, you know, tools, having the stone, burning sage, you know, you can have some Palo Santo, whatever it's going to take to clear the energy and set the stage to open it up for our ancestors. because our ancestors are waiting. They just sitting there waiting for us to call on them. And I don't know about you guys, but when I call on my ancestors, they show up.
Yes.
Show up with like, yeah, come on, we gotta do. So when we all tap into, our ancestors and that link, then that's where our power comes from. So we gotta get back into that whole ritual aspect. I have a little ritual that I want us all to do, but I don't know if everybody have time to like really get this. But I'll have the symbolization for us, but it's just some string and some scissors, because today is the last quarter of the moon, and it's about releasing now, and in sisterhood, when we come together like we are now, we all are linked, and we all have the power right now to use the energy of the last quarter of the moon, which is raining now, meaning now we can these things that no longer want. We can pray for some things to manifest. If you want to start a weight loss program, now is the best time to do it. If you want to get bad habits, now is the best time to do it. And the reason why is because the moon is now shrinking, it's fading, it's going back to the new moon. But just as like in the fall, you know how all the leaves just gracefully fall off the tree and without anybody shaking the tree, it just gracefully falls. So when you do things according to the moon phase, they work. It ain't no question. It ain't no, oh, did I do that right? Or should I redo it? No. If you do things according to the moon, you don't have to question the universe. It will work. So if we focus on releasing things we want to release right now, because it is the last quarter, it automatically starts.
Yes.
It starts. This is how powerful ritual is. And that's how powerful you are. When you put the two together, women and rituals, you're going to get miracles. So I just want us to do, this is a little simple little ritual. Have the candle lit. And, so whatever it is that you have been like really trying to release and really trying to let go of, I want you to write it down and kind of, it doesn't have to be, whatever you want. Just write it down right now. And then I'm going to say a little affirmation, and you just follow along with me and just put your name. And then when we're done, I'm going to cut dreams, which is going to be symbolizing us breaking the odds, releasing things we don't want anymore, letting go of all that we don't need. So, I say your name to release myself and others from all vows, agreements, contracts, promises, commitments, and covenants of the past that no longer serve for the highest good of all time. So now, with that being said, whatever you wrote down, I am cutting that card to where we are letting it go. And it's done.
Woo!
Ashe.
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 So, with that being said, keep in mind that sisterhood is very important right now on the planet, because if we get together, the more wombs vibrate on the same frequency, it heals the planet. It's giving Mother Earth some love, and it's also giving us love. So we nurture ourselves when we commune with each other and when we support each other. That's the biggest thing right now. We have to support each other to hold each other up so that we can do what we came here to do. Everybody have a purpose, and we all have to help each other do their purpose. So without support, we can't do it. It's not gonna happen. We gotta have, that mindset that if I support my sister Tamar, I know that things are gonna happen. If I support my sister Odessa, I know she's gonna get what she deserves. If I support my sister Diana, if I support my sister Donnell, my sister Lizzie, it's gonna happen for them. So I lift each and every one of you up, and I'm grateful that you guys came to hang out with us today. But please, if you can make it to the retreat, that's where all the work is really going to be done.
Yes.
We are really going to be moving energy that's sitting in the room, and we're going to push that out ASAP. That's how fast Wilson works. So, really want to transform your life, please sign up. Posted the website here so you go and sign up to transform your womb. Right now is the time.
It is. It is.
Um,
So we want to open up. I want to hear from you. What was it like? And I would love if you are open enough to share maybe what it is even that you wanted to release. What did you maybe write down while we were doing that collective ritual that you wanted to release? Because it's something about, again, having that witness. I was listening to a message recently on YouTube. I love getting inspiration from YouTube. And it was a message by T.D. Jakes called A Witness for Change. And he was saying there are certain people that need to show up in your life and experience shifts with you just so that they bear witness to the greatness in you. And so we now are literally that for each other. And so I'm just opening up. You can unmute yourself. What questions do you have? What nuggets do you get? What feedback do you have for us? And if there's something that you still feel like you need to hear in terms of the conversation about sisterhood and healing, then this is the time to go ahead and put it on the table. So who wants to go ahead and unmute and chime in?
I'll chime in. This is Jonelle.
Hi.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
Yeah. And I'm glad that I tuned in. I get to leave us emails. And so it's great to see all of you. I moved here a year ago to take care of my mother. Actually, I was in Brooklyn and with the sister circle called Oya's Elements. I greatly miss being with you. So it was wonderful for me. And what I wrote down to release is fear, bad eating habits, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, low self-worth.
I'll say.
The things that I want to release and be gone. So I'm very full right now. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, welcome.
May it be as you have released it. You declare, you wrote down, it's a wrap. It's signed, sealed, and delivered for you. So we celebrate you being fearless and powerful and being good to your body, your temple that you've been given. We affirm you as your sisters, holding space with you. Some of us, I've never met you before, but I feel like I know you just from what you shared, and I'm just cheering you on and celebrating you, my love. It's all good.
Thank you. And I want to know more about the Maryland retreat because I've never had a chance to do something like that other than, with my sisters in Brooklyn, but I definitely want to put out in the universe that I will be there.
You willed it. You all right? Powerful. You said I will, and that's waving your magic wand, honey. Yeah, so you will be there. Make sure you definitely go to the link bit.ly/heal your womb, and it's in the chat box as well, so that you can join us. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal. Who else wants to chime in? Everybody else was unmuting. Okay. And while y'all are collecting thoughts, I just want to tie into that. Part of the reason that we want to bring this up in terms of womb healing, because I know a lot of women are dealing with things like fibroids, PCOS, like I'm dealing with infertility. I've seen women literally that I've with release their animosities or issues, whether it was with their mother, whatever woman it was with, and literally their wombs lighter. Literally fibroids will begin to shrink. They'll begin to pop out these babies that they've been trying to have. There are fertility rituals that happen amongst women, celebrations, and like Talibah was saying, things that align with the lunar cycles and the equinoxes. And when women come together, we literally have the kind of energy stored within us to support the healing work that we're all trying to do. And when we come together and collectively do it, it's amazing. That's how you end up seeing videos of women all pregnant at the same time and stuff like that. It's that energy coming together and supporting one another. So we got to get back to that. I miss the days of rite of passage where women would come together and we would do that work and we would teach it to our young girls and usher them into that. So we got to return to that. And that's some of what's going to take place at the retreat as well. Who else wanted to chime in and maybe share what you decided to release tonight? Or any questions or feedback for Talibah and I?
Greetings. How's everyone
Good.
Good. I've been following you, Pamela, for a little bit. I've appreciating what you're doing. This is my first time being introduced to you here with the sisters and we're just
Hey.
yeah, we're just enjoying the sharing and this is it. It's really wonderful to be able to connect with sisters from anywhere, knowing that you can be on a webinar and be nodding your head in agreement and raising your hand and agreeing and frowning your face and all of that. So I just really appreciate the work that the both of you are doing because it's inspirational. Like I'm doing work, everyone's work, she's doing work, and just to be able to relate with other people and hear their experiences, it's just really empowering, very motivating. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for also doing amazing work with women. It's funny how we find each other, right? We will find each other and we will be like, I love you. I got to support you. And I just love that. So thank you so much for chiming in, and to your friend as well. We're so happy y'all are here joining with us tonight. Who else wanted to chime in? Was there anybody else who wanted to share what you released, what's on your heart?
What about you, Sarah?
Up, you getting called out? Is that Sarah?
Yeah.
It's like some static.
Can you hear me?
Yes, that's perfect.
All right. I just wanted to share a little bit about what I wrote in the chat box. Was that I'm ready to let go of having to prove myself, that I accept myself as is. In Sisterhood and collectives and just in myself. So I wanted to just share that and declare that out loud. And I thank you for having this hangout. Such a so many powerful words and just a lot of things that you get triggered, but it's good trigger. It heals. It gives you opportunity to let go. So thank you for that.
Thank you for joining us. What a powerful intention.
Yeah. It's definitely on the way to manifest, that's for sure. The moment you put that intention out there, it's done. That's the thing I love about rituals. Like when you do a ritual, you don't have to question it. You don't ever question a ritual because then you're blocking your blessing that's already put in motion to come. So once you do it, forget about it. Let it go because it's gonna manifest. But if you keep learning about it, then slow it. So the number one thing of rituals is once you do it, forget about it. Wipe your hands, moving on to the next program. Because done. Ashe. That's what Ashe means. So it be it. It's done. So know that that's how your womb, whatever you put, forth into your womb, that's the birth. It will manifest. So focus on your womb and you really talk to them and put them a part of the ritual, then it manifests. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in the Transform Your Womb Retreat. We're going to be intentionally dropping stuff that's attached to us.
Instantly. And this principle that I learned, because I grew up in Christian faith, I'm much more broad in my spirituality now, but I used to hear my grandmama say, honey, where 2 or 3 are gathered together. And that principle is so powerful. Where 2 or 3, how many we got here tonight? We got an entourage. We did something great. So whatever you wrote down, even though it may seem so simple, I was saying this on the last hangout, why does everything have to be so complicated? We think that in order to what it is we need and blessings that we want, it has to be so hard to get. Who taught you that? Sometimes it's simple actions, like writing down something on a piece of paper and cutting that string with powerful intention that sets you free. Because intention is the majority of the work. It really is. I have testimonies that come in from my clients all the time where they say, I could have never imagined that sitting on the pot and sweating and crying could have unlocked so much for me. You know, so it's the simplest thing sometimes. That's why we created this space. Yes, it may look simple and not have taken a year or an hour, but yes, what you wrote on that paper, you believe it's going to be released. It's done. You've placed your order with the universe. It's signed, sealed, and delivered.
Mm-hmm. You have to know that whatever your thoughts are now, like karma. Let's just do karma. You know, if you did something that you know you weren't supposed to do, and sometimes karma will catch up with you within like 4 or 5 months or somewhere down the line. Baby, not today. Karma shows up immediately. When you start thinking negative thoughts, negative stuff is gonna start happening immediately. So it's time for us to think those positive thoughts and create the life you want. Trust me, when you think and see yourself accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, the universe will answer ASAP. That's what time it is right now. The energy has sped up on the planet, on the universe. We're in paradigm. This is not the old paradigm. Things are not done the way they were done before. So it's once you think it, boom, bound. The universe grabbing it and running with it. Whatever you give the universe, he's going to give it back to you tenfold. So just, it's about being mindful of what you're thinking, what your thoughts are. And it's not about controlling your thoughts, it's navigating your thoughts. Navigating your thoughts to creating what it is you want in your life. Trust me first.
It does.
Gotta stay focused and put those intentions out there. Because the ancestors are waiting and the universe is definitely waiting. So you just have to, you gotta know it.
I love what you said about navigating emotions. That reminds me of an analogy from a book I have called Before I Am. There's this really cool older guy named Mooji. Y'all can look him up on YouTube and listen to some of his teachings. They're pretty profound. It's Mooji. But he gave an analogy of a guy who was in a car trying to learn how to drive, right? And so it starts raining while this guy is trying to learn how to drive. His driving instructor is coaching him. And so the instructor turns on the windshield wipers. And the guy starts literally driving according to the windshield wipers. So he's swerving all over the road. People are blowing at him like, dude, you're crazy. You're getting ready to kill us. What are you doing? And so his instructor said to him, keep your eyes on the road. And the guy is panicking. And he's like, oh, my God, we're going to die. And the instructor, again, really calmly says, keep your eyes on the road. So the guy is still panicking. So the instructor turns this up even more. So the windshield wipers going really, 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 really fast. And the guy can't even keep up with the speed of the wipers. And the instructor said, take a deep breath and keep your eyes on the road. And he finally got it together. What Mooji was showing through that analogy, he said your emotions are like the windshield wiper. But your intention, your truth is the road. So there's going to be some days that you may not even believe that you're free, that you've been delivered, that it has occurred, because those emotions are going. But you have to make a conscious decision to keep your eyes on the road, to stand in your truth. That on this night, when I wrote this down with these powerful sisters and we created this voice, the chamber, and I'm free, no matter what it may look like. And always can't control what shows up in your life all the time. Because there's things bigger than us that are helping us master our lessons. Earth classroom, so we all here to learn something. So there are things that may show that you were not prepared for. But you assign the meaning to all of your experiences. Taliba and I could go through the same exact experiences. I could call it a trauma or devastating, and she could call it a blessing. You assign a meaning to what you're going through. So when you leave this space that we shared tonight, no matter what gets moving, and your emotions or how you feel, you stand in your truth and keep your eyes on the road. Don't you move. And bring that truth to the retreat, because honey, from the moment you hit that door, everything is activated. It's going to be beautiful.
Just to piggyback on that, that's how I teach, women to follow the moon. Follow the moon. Because there's different cycles in our life. When every day is not going to be easy and cream, but every day can be smooth. If you align yourself with the moon, you understand automatically that you go through a cycle. We are cyclic beings.
Yes.
There's no way I'm going to be the same way all day, every day. No, that's impossible. The universe is constantly moving, changing, and so are we. But we have to understand to align ourselves with nature, which is the moon phases. Simple. If you understand moon phases, then, and you live your life according to those moon phases, then you're gonna tune more inward to when things start coming up in your life, and then you get to see how you are navigating your life, and not someone else. You are the one who is creating your life. You know, a lot of people like to hear that, like, oh, what happened to you happened to you because of you. You attracted it, and that is absolutely true. Because all energy beings, and everything is about energy. And if you understand energy, you understand that we are magnetic. So we are definitely gravitating, pulling things to us on a constant basis. And as of having a womb, is an absorber. We absorb. We pull things in. The men are penetrators. They are putting the energy out, putting it forth. So we birth all those things. We put them into, action. It's like we have to understand that the body and the mind and the spirit is one in accord. And emotions, it's like Tamar say, you have to put your emotions on the back burner. Because sometimes emotions is what clouds us. If you can master your emotions, then you pretty much got it half figured out. We're stopping ourselves from accomplishing the things we want by those thoughts that we're thinking. Yeah, we have down days, but you have to understand, even though you're in the midst of this whatever sorrow or whatever emotion that you hold on to, you have the opportunity and the choice to change the way you feel instantly. Just go look in the mirror and start smiling.
Yes.
You navigate your life. So it's just wonderful that we as human beings, we create this. We create all of this. You gotta own up to it, be responsible for that. Know that this is your road, this is your path, this is your journey. How do you want to step? You want to go in tune with the moon, or you want to be in chaos? Well, chaos is a different thing. Speak on that, but a lot of people don't see chaos as a good thing. But chaos is just everything in motion, which that's everything that's going on right now. But in that chaos, there is peace. There is up. So we just have to understand that. How you gonna walk your road? You want to be in tune or not? Simple.
I love it. I feel like we might have somebody on the line, and I could be wrong, but I just feel in my spirit that maybe there's somebody who was attracted to this hangout because you were dealing with anger towards women or sisters, that maybe there's a cycle or pattern of getting your feelings hurt, by women. If you're here, I just want to create a space. If you didn't write it down or you didn't release that, for you to just speak up, and we'll go ahead and hold the space, because the vortex is open, honey, so you might as well get it while it's here. So is there anybody who is dealing with that, or who was resonating with that? Like, you may have even been the one to ask yourself, like, why does this keep happening? I keep trying to be open, I keep trying to connect with sisters, and I keep feeling like I get burned. Nobody that's on here? That wasn't for you? Maybe it's for somebody who will listen to this later. And that could be too. So if it wasn't any of you ladies, good. Let's just send love and light to any other sisters who may have dealt with that. And they feel like, for whatever reason, it's like when I try to connect with sisters. That's the storyboard. That's the pain story. You can change that whenever you're ready. You can just literally, like a child with a vivid imagination, say, no, this is really what my truth is. This is what my new story is. And that is what will call into your life new experiences. All right. So I just wanted to chime in on that.
Yeah, we got to live in our time right now.
All right, sisters. You got something?
Well, I'm just gonna say, if Lisa or Jeanette, if they had anything they want to share. No?
Okay, everybody's complete. All right, folks. Well, I enjoy myself. I love having these hangouts where we can connect and just shut it up, and thankfully, because we're in this information age, we're able to do this no matter where you are. You can connect with other powerful women like yourself. And so thank you for joining us. If there are no other questions or comments, then we can go ahead and prepare to conclude the hangout. I was learning how to really follow the cycle. She, for one, is the first resource. You really should check out some of her programming and the things that she has in motion. And I also use, I'm a big technology person because that's what I used to do in corporate America before I became an entrepreneur. So I love my smartphone and the applications. And there's a wonderful lunar, there's tons actually, if you have an Android phone or an iPhone, of applications that can send you notifications around lunar cycles and when the moon is going through different changes. And it's based on your location because you know that varies across the world, but it will connect, through your phone and send you little notifications. That's just a simple reminder for me. When I see myself going through certain things and I see the notification on my phone showing me where the moon is and where other things are or what time of the planet, I believe in paying attention to planetary time and all of that. Then I'm like, oh, that explains it, and so that's another resource for you ladies. And most of those applications are free to use as well to help you connect. But again, the first resource is Taliba because she's a bad sister, honey. She got wisdom. Ancestors hooked her up. So, all right, ladies, if you want to stay connected to the movements that our companies have, the Womb Sauna's website is www.thewombsauna.com. And Taliba, you want to give your website?
Yes, it is Divine Wombs for Life. That's DivineWombsforlife.com.
Yes. We cannot wait, ladies, to see you at the retreat. Listen, you snooze, you lose. And again, to bit.ly/heal your womb and your homegirls. It's an intimate event. And so I would love to be able to host thousands and thousands of you. But listen, once it's full, it's full. So I don't know what else to say. You want to go ahead and get your spot and make sure that you can come and fellowship. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm sending love to each and every one of you. Know that you are appreciated, you are supported, and everything that you've done here in this space is valid. And you can walk away from here with deep gratitude and celebrating it. So we will keep you posted on the next Hangout, and we'll also post the recording of this one once it's available to keep you in the loop. Y'all have a blessed night and enjoy the weekend. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Peace.